So we're going to portion the palmiers now. So we're going to use a French knife for that. So the palmiers have been chilling for a good couple of hours, wrapped up in a clear wrap. So we certainly want to do this pretty quick. We certainly want to cut them while they're cold. You want to make sure that when you're holding the French knife, don't hold it far back like that. With a French knife, you always want to be sort of pinching it near the pivot point. You never actually hold it with all 4 fingers. And when we do cut with this, you really want to make sure you're cutting down very straight and not on an angle. That's a common fault. As people utilize these, as they push down, they might actually cut on an angle. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to trim one edge just to discard this. And we're cutting these fairly thick. It's going to be about 1 centimeter or about 1/2 inch. If you're not sure what those distances are, use one of these things. So we're going to cut those. We're making very sure we're cutting down straight. Another good habit to get into when we are cutting something like this is don't cut one and then lift it up and move it away. We want to keep on cutting, because what can happen is that these ones that we've cut here, we can use those as a reference point. So we can get the same thickness. So certainly just to show off the center of that, so you can see how we've got this really nice fold. Remember I said that we wanted to stretch out the top a little bit? By stretching out that top, that's going to allow this to bake off and hopefully still keep its shape. So I said we're cutting 1/2 inch, making sure we're cutting down straight. And since these things came directly out of the fridge, they've already had a chance to fully rest. So we're going to take these, and then as soon as I got them cut up, we're going to put them in the oven. Because they are plenty cold. Again, there's the chance if we put these in the oven right now, or sorry, if we cut these and put them in the fridge, some of the sugar may start to melt on the outside. So unless it's a very warm day, or you're cutting a very large amount of these, I'd rather just cut them up and bake them immediately. And the ones that are on the ends, these end pieces may not be as pretty. What I'll do with the ones that are the ends, I'll make sure that becomes the bottom on these. So these, as they bake off, these things are going to start to open up. They're going to get really, really wide. Sometimes they're called elephant ears. Sometimes they're called shoe soles. One little trick I like to do for these, just to help with the shape. When I have them on my tray, I'm gonna open up this tip a little bit. I'm just gonna fan out the top, just a small amount. So there'll be a little bit, instead of having them squished together like that, I just like to open them up a little bit. That's just gonna help. Do a little bunny-eared thing to it. And so looking at these, as I said, they're all nice and cold. So we can get them on our tray and put them in the oven right away. And since I just have 2 extra, I think I'm going to do a little something here to make sure I can get them all on here. Because since these are all going to open up kind of heart shape, I'm going to move this around a little bit. It's just so I can get a few more on the tray here. Like I said, because these are all going to open up this way. Like I said, if I can do that little bit of a little bunny-eared shape thing on here, that's just going to help a little bit. And that's just me. And also I'm going to do ones if any of these shapes are distorted, because if they've distorted like that, we're just going to even it out. And we can do that little bunny-eared shape to it. So I have an oven all ready to go. So we're going to put these directly in the oven. And another very important thing about these is that about halfway through baking, we have to flip these over. Because what happens with these is that all the sugar we have on top, that sugar is going to start to melt. And it's going to start to caramelize on the bottom. And as it's caramelizing on the bottom, we're going to get this really lovely texture to it. And so about halfway through baking, we're just going to go and we're going to flip them over. All right, so these are going to go into the oven now directly.